just the last 30 days, our stock market portfolio has gained over €7,000. Let's take a look. So jumping over to the Trading 212 app here, you can see that we have a current balance of €33,821. And if we just go to the 1st of November, so today is currently the 1st of December, but the 1st of November, you can see we were up 32%. Now on the 1st of December, we're up 62%. So 30% gain in just 30 days essentially. Now I know those numbers are absolutely crazy and not something I expect to get every month or anything like that. Trust me, I've been doing this quite a while, but all the same, it's good to take some time and appreciate it because this definitely does not happen too often. So as always with the stock market portfolio, we'll jump through what current positions that I have, and then we'll go over some of the top performers over the last month to kind of indicate why this portfolio is up 30%. So coming down here to our asset allocation, you can see just kind of like a quick map here which shows the highest percentages. So Tesla at the highest. But I like this view here where it kind of shows the different percentages. So you can see we have Tesla here at 41.4%, and that's currently up 80% overall. Second, then we have Palantir, and that's currently at 7.7%, up 345%, which is insane. Then we have Nvidia currently sitting at 5.8%, which is up 111%. So these numbers are crazy. Then we have AMD doing pretty all right there. And then we have Shopify, which is up 85.85%. So we'll jump into a couple of these stocks in a second and just try to understand why that they are up so much in the last 30 days. But I'll keep scrolling down for you guys just to give you an idea of the other stocks that we have in here. So a good number of them at around roughly the 2% mark, I'd say. They may be slightly below the 2% mark, but pretty much everything else. And one thing to note is that only one company, PepsiCo, is down in its current position, and that's only by 5%. So pretty happy with that overall. Definitely can't complain. A lot of green right here. So just a final look at this green, as I said, currently up unrealized gains of 12,893. So very happy with that. Now let's jump into some of the individual stocks and try to understand why that they are up so much. One thing as well I'll show before that, which I normally do, is my two different pies on Trading 212. So I currently have one which is just Tesla stock, and I've mentioned this before, but it's basically just because sometimes I like to add in other stocks in here and just reallocate some of the Tesla money, and it's just easier if I do that within a pie. The next is my Dow 32 pie, which I'll make a video. I've made a video on that previously. I'll link it off in the top left here or the top right, and you guys can check that out. Basically made my own ETF with all these different stocks here, and then you can avoid the 41% exit tax, which is in Ireland, and just get capital gains tax at 33% instead. So it's not quite an ETF, but it just kind of acts like one. And then I have all these different stocks within here as well. So feel free to check out that video. Okay, so let's start with the one everybody probably wants to see, which is Palantir. As I said, the position is up 345%, and just in the last month, it's up 53.54%. So jumping over then to why this happened, essentially, Yahoo Finance have some good articles basically on just stocks in the news and stuff. So let's check out the one that they have here. So basically why Palantir skyrocketed 60% in 1 month. So the first reason here is on the 5th of November, we've seen a 17% surge in Palantir, and that's essentially because they increased their annual revenue forecast from 2.8 billion up from 2.7 billion. And this continues a trend of, I believe, 3 consecutive times that Palantir have increased their annual forecast, and that just basically gives investors more confidence that the company is confident where they're going. And then of course with Palantir, a lot of their contracts are government contracts, and they expect to see a lot more spending on that with Donald Trump coming to office in 2025. And we can see here that a significant portion of the company's revenue comes from US government contracts, witnessing a 40% surge in the 3rd quarter. Another interesting point is that Palantir was recently added to the S&P 500, so that obviously means more money flowing into that because a lot of people invest in the S&P 500 index, which now Palantir is a part of. And it also mentions here that on the 26th of November, Palantir moved to the NASDAQ exchange, which will potentially boost more money coming in from ETFs. So that gives a bit of insight. Essentially, under the new government in America, they're essentially planning to have a lot more spending on the government contracts coming to Palantir, as well as their AI offerings, and then also being added to the S&P 500. So lots of positive news there to justify the 345% for me, but in the last month, 54% or so. So really good results from Palantir there. Next up, of course, Tesla, as I said, overall up 80% on this position, and in the last month up 34.02%. So essentially a lot of the gain here coming from Tesla beating its Q3 estimates. So that's obviously a good sign. Some of the key takeaways: 462,000 cars delivered, most of them being the Model 3 and Model Y. And with that, deliveries rose on a year-over-year basis for the first time this year. And personally, I think due to Elon's close connection with Donald Trump, I think that there's some optimism baked into the stock here as well, with its very good performance over the last 30 days. So basically the company continues to do well and has a bright future. I won't get into all the AI offerings and everything that they have, because I think the Tesla Tesla Optimus bot is still a little bit away, but I just think there's a lot of optimism with Tesla right now, so that's kind of why we've seen the big jump here. And then another one for me that I didn't really notice until I was going making this video was Shopify's up 85% for me, but in the last month it's up 44.48%. I did a little bit of research to find out what went on here essentially, but they basically just had a very good quarter. And not only did they have a good quarter, this makes their 9th consecutive quarter of revenue beats. So you can see that Shopify came in with growth of 26% year over year to 2.16 billion, and that beats the analyst consensus estimates of 2.1 billion. And then if we see here that Shopify's president Harley Finkelstein highlighted Shopify's strong Q3 performance, reinforcing its position as a top choice for merchants across all sizes, and essentially setting Shopify apart as the main one to go with. Personally, I really like Shopify. I think a lot of businesses are using it, and I think they'll continue to do well. I was just a little bit surprised that the stock basically soared 44% in 1 month, but obviously that is good news. So that's it for my portfolio update at the minute. Quite happy with where I am at everything. If there's any stocks that you guys are looking at right now, do let me know in the comment section below and I'll definitely take a look. If you enjoy these type of videos, if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, it would really mean a lot. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.